Alright, what's good, y'all? We're back here with another recap. I'm your girl Ash. If you're new here, stick around for a little bit, catch some videos, chop it up with your girl. Consider me your TV bestie. But we just come back here every week, every other week, every so often, basically, and talk about what's been going on lately in these episodes that we so thoroughly enjoy. As you can see in the title, let's go ahead and get into this recap for, I'm about to say Marriage at First Sight. And I will be thinking about Marriage at First Sight because I just basically saw that's going to be coming on at the end of the year. Well, no, I mean next year. So, my bad. Focus. Like a whole nother genre. Y'all, Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion. We're back at it. Things are a lot more calm because things got like very ugly, last week. And so things are taking a turn. It started to take a turn, really. Things weren't ugly last week. Things were turning last week. Ashley focused. That was 2 weeks ago when they had the fight. And then everybody was regretful about it, wanting to get a reset. Lyrica hosted her event, which was like a spoken word, and it was basically where everybody was just able to come up and just talk and express whatever it is that they wanted to just get off their chest, speak about, testimony, tell their story, whatever. And that's really what it sounded like, mainly what everybody, was doing. They were saying that everybody, though we didn't see everybody, everybody did get up and, just had something to say or, told their own testimony about their own story, and where they came from. And it did what it was supposed to do. Spice had started off and she opened that door to, make peace with Shay, and as well just told her own story. And I always find it, it's crazy because it's like I'm literally about to say in my mouth, maybe this is just like the way of life, maybe this is just life, maybe this is just whatever. But the amount of women who had been sexually assaulted, raped, just disrespected, unfortunately by the male counterpart, by men, it's crazy. It sucks. I feel for them as someone who unfortunately has been a victim of sexual abuse, sexual assault, however we want to put it. I'm not trying to be correct, but it's just to say that I was approached in a manner, I was receiving affection in a way that I did not ask to receive that affection, if you even want to call it affection. But we're just like nicely, putting icing on it right now. Did that make sense? So, but I definitely think that with everybody, telling their story, it definitely helped to open things up and for everybody to get back to humanizing each other and realizing that we all have a story. We all are going through something. And Chrissy hit it right on the head because she said that basically, it's basically understanding and, chaotic too, of why, these women are moving, the way they move. And not even just these women. It's all of us. It's everybody, you two, who we are all surrounded with. But we're talking about them. So, and she basically said that basically at the end of the day, when you spew that negativity, all that is going to do is just keep coming back. If you're wondering why you're all up in drama and blah, 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 look inside. It's not just following you, for no reason. Look inside, go within. And I think for me, if anything, is a lot of these women are talking about their stories, are talking about their journeys, but nobody really talked about, or if they did, we didn't hear the help that you got mentally to get through this, to get through this trauma. Right? We realize that we are going through these issues. We realize that this is the reasons why we act the way we do because of our past, whatever. But yet we're not doing the work to heal it. But yet we don't want, and we're wondering why we still can't seem to get in a good relationship. Why men don't seem to do us well. One, because you're speaking it. The more you talk about how relationships don't do me good, men just do me like this, it's going to happen because that's what you keep putting out there. And then secondly, in order for you not to continue to attract the same thing, you have to change. You have to change, baby. You know, it's just that simple. It's just as simple, you know, as that. So if anything, I hope that these women will do the work to heal themselves and to heal from these traumas so that they're not continuing to repeat the cycle. And then, not saying that you may, not to say that you're going to maybe let the reins go on your child a little bit, but you don't have to then shelter them, because I understand why people do it, but it's not fair to that child who may not get certain opportunities because your mama or your daddy is scared or whatever out here. But I get it. Like, no, the fact of the matter is, I definitely get it. We don't want any hurt or anything like that to come to our kids. But the fact of the matter is, it is. It is. Like it or not. No, it may not be the same type of hurt. You pray that it's not the same type of hurt. But our kids are going to go through things. And how we help that is we let them live life a little bit. We help to guide them through things and teach them things. And we open up to them about our own stories. Continuing to be quiet and not talk about these things is how these generational curses or the pathologies of our family generation continues to happen. We have to talk about it to our girls, to our boys. So that kind of stuff always leaves me, you know, in an emotional state. I did not cry, y'all, because remember last week I was like, I'm gonna be a bucket full of tears. I was able to hold it together, y'all. I was able to hold it in. I do wish that Carly was able, you know, to be a part of this moment. I'm seeing now that I'm a little bit off, and usually I don't really pay that attention, but right now I see it and it's bothering me. So where the corner of the wall at? It's like right there. So I'm still a bit off, but I'm just gonna leave it like right here where I'm at. So but you know, Carly was in that space, and I think, and clearly whoever was there was who, you know, it was for, you know, in that moment. Oh no, MJ, first off, was anybody like, oh my God, this is my heartbeat, this is my heart. What in the world is this fool about to say? Get up here, MJ, and in this moment and say something stupid, and everybody gonna beat you up. But he was just like, it was just time to put this thing to rest. Thank you, MJ. Thank you. Thank you. And if nobody else, I think you had to be the one to say that. Amada couldn't say that because Amada wasn't the one hurt. MJ was the one hurt. MJ was the one who kind of basically kept this thing going and going and going, because he felt like he might have been owed something, an explanation from her, an apology from her, and finally he's just like, let's put this down, let's put this to bed. I love you, Amada. I still love you. And part of me does feel like, I think everybody's kind of seeing it a little bit, but part of me is like, is wondering, like, do they still have feelings? Is this something that they can, you know, reconcile on? Maybe not, but MJ just put it out there. And I don't even think that we all did not think that. I think the way that he was moving, it was clearly clear that there were feelings there. Clearly he was hurt, but also that there were feelings there when it came, you know, to her. And it sucks to know that after that, her and the twins' dad aren't even together, you know, anymore at this point. I think low-key, I kind of saw that coming in Love and Hip Hop, you know, Miami. But I don't want to see it as okay, no, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When I first, as I started to think about it, I'm like, you know, maybe this is karma, because, you know, she messed with his friend, and then like, look how this ended up looking. Like, this man, you know, wasn't even there for her like he should have been. But her and MJ were not together. And as far as I'm concerned, him and MJ literally know it. What is it, Alan? Alan and MJ know each other because of MJ's brother. They are like acquaintances. But I get it. Well, no, I can't even say it to that. I can understand. So I'll say this. I can understand it if this is someone who's been in your life for a long time, you know, has been a lifelong friend, possibly with your brother, somebody you might have seen. No, that might not have been directly your friend, but y'all hung out, whatever. So you kind of consider them as a friend. So it's not like Ashley, like, how you even gonna say it? Because my sister got friends. My sister got friends separate outside of who we consider friends to be together. And I'll be like, cool, you know, and not even that deep friends. friends. Like, we grew up. Like, not even like just... But is that my friend or is that my friend? That's my friend because that's my sister friend. We be around each other and we just all cool. But that man seemed like he did not have no loyalty to MJ. So, I don't know. Could be a lot. It's a lot that basically that we don't know about that situation. But he's ready to put it to bed. And at this point, I'm like, all right, when y'all gonna have your conversation? Let's have that conversation, right? So, moving on from them, y'all. Talk about messy. Talk about messy. I have so many questions about how this happens with this inviting cast. We invite certain people, which part of my brain thinks production has a hand in who's actually invited. Do some of the people know who's actually going to be invited? Do some of the people not know who's actually going to be invited? Because first off, at this point, Mariah Lynn has invited more people on this trip than a little bit. How do you invite so many? Okay, you invite a +1, but how do you invite a +2 and a +3 on a trip you were invited to? But yet you got a comment about calling Carly messy. You looking real messy right now, boo-boo. Who are you to go and invite all these people? Majority of the people who came did not even bring anyone. Did not come and just invite someone. Because as far as I'm concerned, Alexis was invited, wasn't she? Alexis was invited. Then you turn around and you invite Shay. Then you turn around and invite Mama Jones. Who the hell else are you going to invite, Mariah Lynn? And who told you that it was okay for you to not invite 1, not 2, but 3 freaking people on a trip that you were invited to? And I don't care that they are all loving hip hop, bye. What? Explain this to me. And she's like, oh, I didn't know. I was really trying to give her the benefit of the doubt when it came to the Shay and the Amada situation. Bullshit to me now. That's out the window. No more, what's the word that I like to use? No more benefit of the doubt for you. I don't believe it. Who the hell told you to invite Mama Jones? Who the hell told you to invite Mama Jones? And then I think also that throws me off, y'all, is, does not anybody else feel like that this is the most oddest randomness relationship? And then when talking, I'm finding out that you don't even have a relationship with Chrissy, but you got a relationship with Mama Jones. I need to know. Y'all, please let me know. If you know down in the comments, let me know how Mariah Lynn and how Mama Jones have gained a friendship, and it's oh so cool. I need that explained to me, because that is an odd couple that I did not see coming together and just being cool. And I want y'all to be clear. I'm not saying that, I'm not talking about the age difference. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm just saying just like, how y'all get together besides having love and hip hop in common? How? But that gotta be it. Love and hip hop? Y'all showed up at the same event one time. You showed up to something where she was, vice versa. I need to know the freaking answers. I didn't know the answers. And I don't like you, Mariah Lynn, because you looking, it's looking real messy. But Chrissy's here. Chrissy's here. Keep saying the wrong name. Mama Jones is here, y'all. Mama Jones has showed up. She's feeling some type of way because Chrissy didn't invite her on the trip. You and Chrissy, as Chrissy just said, have not seen each other in years. Y'all don't have the best relationship. Why would she invite you on the trip? Because like she just said, why would I? That's like bringing a headache with me every day to bring her on a trip like this with me. I'm trying to figure out the same thing, how you had an expectation. And so that's why, y'all, I'm having like questioning on how like this whole invite thing goes. You just get what I'm saying? What made, like, did you invite her on just the simple fact of, you know, she's an OG to love and hip hop? Because we do have a lot of OGs. I wouldn't even, and even if we don't want to call them OGs, we have a lot of people on here who are not presently or hasn't been presently on love and hip hop in a couple of years. Nikki Baby, Tierra Marie, Chrissy, Gunplay, like, what? So I get it. So it was nice to so I'm like, is that where that came from? Is that where, I mean, hey, Mariah Lynn. Mariah Lynn presently hasn't been on Love and Hip Hop in a while anymore, has she? Was she on the last New York? When was the last New York? Who is on New York now? Who's on? Okay, y'all, I'm just having a blind one right now, and I just can't think. Like, just we're gonna let that go right now. We just gonna let that go. But if anything, I need Christy to stick with what she said, which is, if I'm trying to teach these ladies, to go to the high place, to not get to that level, if she gets there, I have to not get there. I have to control my emotions. I have to try, to keep peace, whatever. Please, Christy, please lead by example. Show these ladies, because between you and KK, y'all probably the most maturest women here right now on the strip. Y'all, I guess we're going to see who hosted the next one thing. Okay. Despite Alexis Scott's story, she's definitely looks like she's ready to jump on Scrap. I mean, Scrap is fine. I get it. Scrap fine to me too. So, well, I ain't gonna say he cute. He cute. He not fine, but he cute. He not fine to me, but he cute. Like, if I was approached, I ain't gonna sit there and be like, I would deny him. So, it's cool. So that might be a connection. We shall see. And that seems to be the girl that he connected with. So, that's that. I love to see it. I always like to see these celebs giving back to their communities, especially because a lot of these celebs, didn't come from anything either. So, Trick left as well, but left the entire trip. He had some things to, take care of back home. And then as well, Amada, here we go. Spice took Estelita, she took Carly to go to Kingston, which is her home, to give back $5 million in Jamaican dollars to go to these families. And of course, it's crazy. Like, you hear that a celeb's come in, and then they coming in giving y'all money. Like, they came out like buku crazy, and they were starting to rush, and things might have started to get like a little bit dangerous, so I'm really hoping that went well. I started to look up like what's going on with Chrissy and Jim Jones, trying to figure out if they're even still together, because doesn't Jim show up on this trip? I feel like the clip that I watched was basically, it had to be from this trip. No, it got to be, where she might be telling him that basically she don't want to get married to him no more. But what does that mean? Because that's not saying I don't want to be with you. It's just saying I don't want to marry you anymore. Does that saying I don't want to be with you? Y'all tell me what that really means for y'all. But Scrap hosted hosted a soccer, event. That was like the event for this week. I don't know, y'all. I feel like a low-key like all over. And either way, I've definitely like given my thoughts on like what's going on. So y'all just comment me down in the bottom. Y'all just talk to me down there in the bottom. Let me know what y'all thoughts on this episode. It wasn't really a lot going on, and that may be why like I'm over here basically giving fluff. That's what I call it. It's at this point, it's just fluff talk or whatever. Let's see what's gonna happen though with Scrap and Alexis Scott. That very well, could be a thing. It's gonna hit off with a hitch. The Spice's event, giving back to our community, it's gonna hit off. Like she said, if anything, she was just worried about like making sure that, letting the people know like it's enough for everyone. Everyone is gonna get some. I just need you guys to basically back the fuck up, and let's try to do this. And at first I was like, so how are they gonna make this work? And then realize that everybody, like, how you know that people are not going to be circling back, like, whatever. But I did notice that as they were giving out the money, one of the guys was, like, cutting a band off of them. So that makes sense. They were smart. They were smart in trying to figure out tracking and making sure that nobody got more than what they should have received, so that somebody who actually did not get to need. I just absolutely love Spice. I absolutely love Spice. I love what she stands for. And just her just telling her story and just where she came from, and then now just wanting to, get back. It was hurtful, y'all. Y'all already know how I am. Y'all already know the vibes or whatever. Okay, y'all, like, I don't think we got nothing else going on. If I forgot something, or is it something that you want to talk about this episode, just let me know down in the comments below. I love talking with y'all. I love chatting it up. So make sure you comment, like the video. That's super, super, super important. And I'll catch you on the next one.